Welcome, friends, welcome, viewers, welcome, subscribers, and welcome, everybody. We are back live from my living room with more streaming. This is an impromptu stream. I was not planning to do it initially when the day started, but here we are. I hope this Monday was favorable to all of you. To me, it was, probably could have been better, but we're still live, and that is the most important thing to me. Dreaded through the day. Second half went definitely better, and now I'm having a 1 day off. Starting actually tomorrow. Tomorrow is my only day off. What in the hell happened here? There's been some strange movement in my overlay. How unacceptable. But we can fix all of this in no time. How did it dare doing that? I have no clue. But here we are, all sorted. Thank you, Uncharted Radar 007, for the follow last night. I really appreciate it. We are only 9 people away from 200 viewers, which is insane because I started streaming like on a regular basis, I don't know, a few months ago. It's not even half a year, and we've gotten here to this point where I actually am reaching 200 followers. But here we are, and yeah, it's crazy because, to be honest, I didn't even think I could provide sufficient content for people to actually come back to. I knew I was going to still stream whatever, whether people will be coming or not, but to be honest, I wasn't expecting that it's going to be such a wonderful and humbling experience. But this is amazing that I have faithful viewers. I have met few people that I consider now friends, and Twitch has people from Twitch have kind of became sort of my family. As I have mentioned before, to me, family is something I choose. It's the people I choose to be around with. It's the people who I consider friends, and those who actually consider me friends. Hi Needy, thank you for the host. Congratulations Needy, everybody. Needy has just reached affiliate status on her Twitch. It took probably around 7 to 10 days, which is insane because I remember way back when. Yeah, 11. Okay, let's be very detailed. Yeah, but there you go. Needy is now fully affiliate. Whoever is here and is not yet following Needy, I highly recommend. Sweet personality, sweet voice, one of the most supportive person you could ever hope for having on your stream and in your environment. Highly recommended as a friend and a co-worker. So there you go. Needy, ladies and gentlemen. Here she is, an affiliate Twitch streamer extraordinaire. And you've built a community without even streaming, which I think says a lot. And there's nothing better than to create a community around yourself with just your personality, with your supportiveness and your open-mindedness. It's amazing. And well-deserved, Needy. If a lot of people were here that we know that we have in common, they would confirm all of this and probably add a few more. So there you go. A lot of things have been happening lately. I'm still on the verge of looking. I'm still on lookout for a new job, which hopefully might come any day now. Constantly sending resumes and trying to find a place for myself in this crazy fucked up world. Ever since pandemic hit, it's been harder, but I'm not giving up. No, I don't want to make you cry. I want you to feel good about yourself, because you have a tendency to sometimes just put yourself down unnecessarily, and I don't think it's needed. This is just what I feel. Good cries are good. If it's okay with you, I tend to cry only when it's really absolutely necessary, and for the most part, I don't find it necessary for me. But I know people have a different approach to crying and unleashing their own emotions. So yeah, if it's okay for you, then cry away. Nate, you don't need to put yourself down either. You're also a wonderful person, a wonderful creator. Your conversion project for Tomb Raider allowed me to play games which I was not able to play fully until very recently, until I finally made them work. And that was an amazing thing, and having the ability to play with the FMV Lara in the first 2 games, I always wanted to have that, and thanks to you, that actually came to be true. So you really are doing awesome stuff as well, for the community, for yourself, and for all of us around. Yeah, having a lot of free time is awesome. I'm trying to share as much of free time I have with you guys, because I do like you, I do love you. You are my community and partially my family. So here we are. You might notice a new elements. Streamlabs is now taking over my timed notifications for people who are coming in and who are more constant viewers. So hoping that will be a little bit less extensive and hopefully a little bit more informative. Yeah, that's fine. There you go. Cloaking sound is turning engaging as Needy disappears into the shadows. But we know she's still here. She's still there, and we're looking forward to see her return. In the meantime, I do have some new sound commands. So if anyone is interested in checking them out, please feel free to do so. Hoping to provide a little bit of fun all the way whilst we stream. Speaking of time to launch Star Trek Online, I'm hoping the network will be favorable today, and I will not gonna have any issues in terms of like rubber banding, because that sometimes happens in Star Trek Online. It's a thing for online games like this that rely heavily on the network, so I'm really hoping that this is going to be a smooth experience today. I'm launching the game as we speak, and without further ado, I'm going to move it over to the game. Welcome, Darren. Thank you for the raid. How are you doing? How is everything? How's your what was the game? I have very bad memory for titles. Let's see. Welcome in. Oh, hey Spitfire, welcome in.
No, that's not right. Run back to the start and try again.
Yep. Those of you who have been here before might notice a few new sound alerts, including our favorite Doctor from Star Trek, and a little bit of 2 things for Serenity if she ever decides to show up. Yeah, Dead by Daylight. Camera didn't work on PS5. Oh, that's shitty. I hope you find a decent workaround for it. Oh yeah, by the way, I should probably turn into the game, which I'm doing right now. Here we are. If you recognize the ship, it is the USS Intrepid class extraordinaire, the very same vessel piloted by the famous Captain Catherine Janeway, later promoted to Admiral, and who knows where she ended. Unfortunately, we still haven't found out yet in the canon.
Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. It's got me through the worst of the last 3 years. I beat the Borg with it.
So there you go. Catherine Janeway is with us today, and that's not the only sound alert that will bring her in. I'm sure if Serenity ever turns into this stream, or any future streams, will appreciate. Also, we've got this.
Coffee black. Make it yourself.
Because why not? Thank you, Spitfire, for the host. So here we are, Star Trek Online tonight, and I'm hoping to have some fun. Last time I was actually flying a different ship, but today I felt like doing a little bit of old school, the next generation era starship flights, and I ended up with playing a little bit of the Intrepid class starship. Beautifully recreated for the purposes of the game, looks like a spitting image of USS Voyager. Pilots itself quite nicely. It's probably less tactical than it was in the show, but still managing herself quite gallantly. Let me see. I definitely need to make a couple of changes here. Yep, that ship looks beautifully. I'm not going to deny it, and shield resistance is probably better. Yep, that ship looks absolutely amazing. It does have all the gimmicks like... Oh, Skringelberg! Oh my god! I didn't notice you there. Welcome in! How are you doing? One of the best... one of the most professionally sounding streamers out there. I couldn't even try to compete. But there we are. Skringelberg has descended to me and is with us. Oh, you were playing Soma. How was it for you? I will definitely try to play it here as well. If anyone is not following, I do recommend looking into Skringelberg's streams because they're super chill. He has awesome community, and it's always a pleasure to have him. By the way, I didn't react to the raids.
Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. It's got me through the worst of the last 3 years. I beat the Borg with it.
I knew you will appreciate it. I just tested them out. They came in just now, today. This is my maiden voyage for Catherine Janeway's sound alerts, and here we are. Brand new. And we also have these sounds from Voyager as well for raids, if ever they came around. So there's a lot of things you can actually... Yeah, I absolutely wanted to have them. Without further ado, I'm going to launch a patrol which is set up in the Delta Quadrant with maybe a familiar enemy. And look at the nacelles. Yeah, baby, they do what they're supposed to do. I fucking still love this game. It's not growing old on me. I'm still, like, enjoying playing it immensely. Yeah, I highly recommend it. This is one of the most detailed and most lore-filled games out there when it comes to Star Trek universe. It does everything it should. It has actors reprising their roles. You will have 7 of 9. You will have Harry Kim. You will have Tom Paris, the Doctor, Garak from Deep Space Nine, Kira Nerys. They even managed to get Odo before the actor passed away 2 years ago. So they are all here. They're exploring the stories after the events of Deep Space Nine, Voyager. They're all here. We even have Worf. We have Geordie LaForge, son of the actor who played Scotty is actually playing him in the younger version. So there's a lot of love here. Actually, the original Spock, Leonard Nimoy, does narrations for your introductions if you play the Next Generation character and you learn more about the game. So there's a lot of people who reprise their roles, and I haven't even touched. I haven't even scratched the surface because they even brought in people from Star Trek Discovery. So there's a lot of people. They even have a mission that ends up all captains uniting because of strange convergence of time. Without spoilers, you will hear every captain saying one of the most iconic lines in the game before they prepare for a battle, and you take part in that battle. So there is a lot of things to explore for the people who just love the lore of Star Trek. You will have a lot of it. By the way, I do have a wake-up sound that is going to help me if people notice I sleep.
Wake up, Lieutenant!
So, you guys remember, if I ever start feeling like I'm falling asleep, you know how to wake me up. I might make it a little bit louder.
That was lovely.
I know, Laura also appreciates it. So there are a lot of things from a lot of franchises here today. And this is going to stay. There's going to be a lot of stuff from a lot of places. Oh, by the way, didn't I tell you? Jesus, that's so rude. I will introduce you to one of my favorite characters.
Are you ready? I am bored.
I am the beginning, the end, the one who is many.
So even Her Majesty, the Queen of the Borg, occasionally makes an appearance. The only unfortunate aspect is that she does not appear in the game, but I wanted to make sure that she's going to be coming in for my streams on occasion, because why the fuck not? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge Trekkie, and I have every ship from every era, every of the iconic ships in the game, so I can fly anything from Enterprise 1701 from TOS era up until the Sovereign class and the Star Trek canon. Not canon, but like the successor of Enterprise E, which is the Enterprise F, specifically designed for purposes of Star Trek Online, which actually has been brought into canon with the Picard show. I mean, not the show, but actually the comic that actually happens before it. There's a comic book that actually leads to the events of Star Trek Picard, and there you have the ship in canon, introduced with its iconic massive design. So here we are. Yeah, I mean, the comic is probably better than the show. I'm not a big fan of Star Trek Picard, and I'm not really looking forward to season 2. But yeah, the comic was really good. It set the stage and explains what happens during the Romulan endeavors just before Hobus. So yeah, there are those things which definitely make more sense probably than the show. And yeah, you do have a glimpse of the Enterprise F, which is the Odyssey class Star Cruiser, which I also own. It was specifically designed for this game, but now it's kind of brought in canon by the comic. That is a prequel to Picard's show. Oh, why do you even try? Of course you can fly the Galaxy class and duties. And by the way, I do recommend looking this is not even very dynamic because this ship is not very dynamic. I have it configured more of a tanking and assault rather than like quick space flights, although I have the ability to occasionally just like boost the speed and make it a little bit more dynamic. Let's immobilize the carrier, and as you can see, there are a lot of details to everything. The Kazan ships, which you might recognize from Star Trek Voyager first 3 seasons. They made sure that they bring up every iconic element. Recently, they've introduced a legendary ship pack, which gives you the legendary skins of some of their ships, including a one-episode show. That was a one-episode design for Star Trek Voyager, which was the USS Voyager, the battleship, which was actually the incorrect depiction of what Voyager actually looked like from the future. You mean when it has the Borg enhancements? Yeah, you can make something similar. It's not like one-to-one spot on, but on the other hand, the ship does have the ablative armor as an additional console that you can use, which blocks almost all damage for a brief time. And yeah, you can do the Borg stuff that actually makes the ship look terrifying in a bit. Recently, they even brought in the Borg weapons, which look like the Borg beams that are not that look like a crossing between a tractor beam and a plasma or phaser beam, which is green and very wide and very strange. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, you definitely can. I can show you that after I'm finished with the Kazon here, which shouldn't hopefully take too long. I'm probably taking longer than I would in any of my latest ships, but I haven't flown Voyager in a quite long time, so yeah, this ship is a bit rusty. I know it doesn't take any damage because I made sure she's tanky, but the offensive part is probably suffering a bit. So yeah, there are lots of actors. The storylines try to tie into the lore. They even actually brought Denise Crosby playing Empress Sela, which was the daughter of Tasha Yar. So she even reprises her role, and believe you me, they recreated the faces to the level that will blow your mind. They even have the Prime Captain Lorca in Discovery-themed missions, and his face looks like a real guy. I don't know how they did it because this engine is very old, but they managed to bring him in, and he looks so good. They added a lot of detail, a lot of lore. Everyone from everyone who has something that they love in this franchise will find something for themselves. You can be a Romulan, you can be a Jem'Hadar, you can be a Klingon. Arcane Aloth, welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. Happy Trekkie Monday. Jesus, it takes forever, but this is actually Maj Color's flagship. You know, the Maj Color. We don't get to see him, but we get to fight his awesome, massive flagship, immobilizing it so the Benthan God can take care of him. How did you play that through these sound alerts? Oh, there's my good friend. You do have the Armada, you have the fleet. You can do matches, you can do PvPs. They have a talented team. They've polished the engine to its limits because I remember this game from around 2012. And it didn't look that well. I remember that it was very blocky. It wasn't like super streamlined. Didn't have a lot of things that are here now. They removed a few things as well, but I think they went for the better direction, at least visually wise. Because let's be honest, the original just Intrepid class starship looked very badly, but this one just looks right. Yeah, they do have a talented art team, and they now know how to make it. Yeah, that's absolutely true. But I think they got likenesses for the most important people. They don't introduce captains, but I think it's a rule because we don't get to see any of the iconic captain in the game. But we do see the surrounding and supporting cast. So yeah, they're making up for it. And to answer your question, Skringleberg, we can make it Borg. Can definitely make it Borg. What else? I might actually bring up one more console that makes it even more Borg. So there you go, USS Voyager, almost extraordinaire, looking like when it arrived from the Delta Quadrant, or right after the encounter in the Scorpion episodes. So there you go. That's a thing you can actually do. These are all visuals, but these things also like do have functionality. So yeah, they do like yeah. Yep, that's true. Absolutely true. I see we have an expert, Arcanaloth. You know all about it. What the fudge happened? Were you timed out? Yeah, I mean, I was recently thinking about watching Voyager, to be honest. One thing I'm missing here... Well, that's weird because I haven't banned this word. Wait me a second. I'm just gonna try something. That's weird. I didn't have that. That I think I know what happened. Yeah, give me a second. I'll rectify this immediately. Done. Rectified. One thing I want to show before we like maybe jump ship, but I need to go to the Earth space dock for that. Yeah, you do dock. Yeah, now you can say fuck and whatever you want to. I wanted to block one specific word, and for some reason it blocks every single thing. Sorry about that, Squingle. I had no idea that it would be so prudent. I was just testing. I tried to introduce a different solution to my bots. I wanted to remove one and moved everything to Streamlabs, and I think it took the work too seriously. By the way, if you know Star Trek Discovery Season 3, you might recognize my uniform from that era. Including, no, not including, there you go, including the pistol from that era. So I like to I'm a canon builder, so I tend to build ships and my character, because I have only one character, that will look like from the show and will visually work like in the shows and in the films. Yeah, modding is hard, and because I don't have like a permanent... I mean, I do have a permanent mod, but Needy is actually... By the way, Skringleberg, Needy has turned affiliate. She's not here right now, she's lurking, I believe. Uh, oh, you did hear that. You did hear needy. Oh, you just went off, and I was just going to showcase. I was talking about you being affiliate. Don't worry, all good. I was just gonna show Squingle the awesomeness of the ablative armor. I think he didn't hear that because he went for a lurk. Might be wrong. So we'll try to see if he reacts, because I'm sure if he heard it, he would very much. Oh, you're still listening though. Well, what's your reaction to the fact that Needy actually got affiliated just today? She's an affiliated streamer. You can now subscribe to Needy. How's that? How's for that, Squingleberg? Yeah, and it took her like 11 days in total to gather people. It's official. She's got the subscribe button. So, there you go. I think I'm just gonna hop into something more convenient. By the way, I need to put this through here because I hate the clutter. I absolutely dread having clutter. Now, I'm not sure if you like very actively listening, Squingle, because I know prepping food requires to use hands, but I'm just curious, what is your favorite ship apart from probably Voyager? What is your favorite ship in the series, in the canon, like from the Federation? Because I might just hop into that one. You're the honorary guest, after all. By the way, this really looks nice. Enterprise D. Oh, that is a very good ship. And yeah, one of my faves too. I think this is the most iconic design right after the base Enterprise from the TOS era. So yeah, let's hop on into the Enterprise D, shall we? And here we are. USS Galaxy. Right here for you. Oh yeah, the legendary version has the 5th forward weapon slot. Does it still have 4 aft? Because that would be dope. I actually don't have the any of the legendary packs because they're a bit too pricey for me at the moment. Perhaps someday. Yeah, by the way, that's your Enterprise J, which is the Universe class starship. It's the hideous one, but it's also very popular. People love it, although as you can see, it is massive. Compared to the poor old Galaxy, this looks like a... Yeah, it looks like a month array. Oh, so it's 5.3. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I was wondering if the legendary version had the advantage of more weapons than it actually would. The guy is actually using Section 31 Vanity Shield, which makes this ship look like Section 31 ships from the Discovery era. Normally this ship looks more like it came from its era, but I'm still very fond of having... Yeah, that's true. 3 aft slots, Omnis will do the trick. But as I said, I'm a cannon builder, so I'm trying to make these ships look visually looking the way as they would in the canon. obviously, Skringelberg, if you are aware, this ship can detach the saucer. I know Skringelberg has not played this game, so obviously I'm showcasing. Advertising, who knows, maybe one day we will be able to meet in Space Dock or somewhere around in space. And this section is not actually going to be like a pet. It's going to actually actively attack any enemies I have, and yeah, I can also recall it, so it's going to fly away to redock. So there you go. You also have the USS Prometheus with the separation procedure for making 3 separately flying ships. You command one section, the others fly as your support, and they do significant amount of damage. They die out sometimes quite easily, but well, better than to test her out. I do have my all traits up, so I might actually do a patrol with the Galaxy class. And sometimes the warp out animation still doesn't work. Unfortunately, one thing has to be said, this game still has bugs, but when you're doing an online service for over 10 years, there's bound to be some stuff like that. So I'm still happy with the way this game works, because it lets me fly the most iconic ships. By the way, I'm going to blow your mind even more if you stay for a bit longer, Skringle, after I'm done with this small patrol. By the way, there are Klingons and Federation ships, and they're all my enemies because the Federation ships have been uploaded with a virus, so they will actively fight me. But yep, we can all do the iconic battles. I'm trying to make this ship look and work as it would in the series. Unfortunately, it has a bit of a turn rate issue, so it's not turning as it would, but we can actually change that. When the saucer is separated, my movement will be a little bit better. I will have a better turn rate, and the saucer should still fight alongside of me. Accordingly to the canon, the ships after the Dominion War no longer carried entire families and almost colonies, so it's no longer an evacuation method, it's more of a tactical advancement. And as you can see, the saucer is fighting. It's mimicking my attack patterns. So yeah, it's gonna do the very same thing as I'm doing. And I can even look up closer to the frontal sections of the saucer. I mean, of the engineering section. All of the attaching elements. I'll have to look into that. I have to say I'm kind of neglecting the duty officers, so that might be the reason why I'm still like occasionally struggling with the turn rate being a bitch to me. As you can see, Skringle, there's even the registry and everything. By the way, you can name your ships whatever you like, except for Enterprise and Voyager, and I think that's about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Archonloth, but yeah. ECH Dolph is in Phoenix. Wait, emergency command hologram. Ooh, I do have one gold. I still have one gold Phoenix token, so I think I could use that. No, you're not gonna push me away. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it for a ship because they might actually update the list of ships and I might actually get something useful of it. But I don't have like a problem with the dilithium, so yeah, I can probably use it. Why are you here? By the way, I'm loving it how this ship performs. It's still one of the best ships in the game, even though they've released tons of unique ships. This one, she still handles herself gallantly. But Galaxy class was a design built to last, so it would have been terrible if this ship wouldn't held its own. So I'm really happy the way she performs. By the way, is the legendary Galaxy class exploration cruiser coming with an aft hangar, or is it still reserved only for the Dreadnought? Because, as I said, I don't have the legendary pack, so I'm not aware of it, of how it works. I love these close-ups. Trying to avoid collisioning camera with the nacelles because I think they're a bit too close right now when the ship is separated, but I'm trying to make the best angles for the battle for it, and I can also move it away a bit. No, you won't. Jesus, these Klingons are really relentless. Dread. Yeah, but the basic Dread also has a hangar, so that does not make a difference here, really. Okay, I really am tired of this useless Mokai Dread, so I'm going to punch a hole in its hull. Maybe they'll get the picture. There we go. That's a lot of damage. Love beam overloads. They make them OP right now. Yeah, this is advanced level, so it's taking me a little bit longer than normally a petrol would do. But as I said, I'm trying to keep the ship look visually as it was in the canon, so I could probably make it more deadly, but that would require me to use different weapons and different configs, so I'm trying to like keep her. Yeah, definitely they have more health and they really need to be receiving a lot of damage to actually die down. I run everything in at least in advanced, and some of the missions TFOs I can run in elite, but not all of them, and it's like a matter, and it really depends on the match. Let's punch a hole in your shields, and then in your hull as well. Nope. Not gonna work. Yeah. Shields down one end, and that's going to help a lot. I also love these torpedoes. I'm using the gravimetric photon torpedo, and they have that additional punch when a gravimetric eddy is created, and it really just kind of collapses on the ship and does additional kinetic damage. Yeah.
No, that's not right. Run back to the start and try again.
I really don't like this Dreadnought. When it uses those tractor beams, they're really a pain in the ass. I kind of used it too early. But let's try it. Quite decent. 21k of phaser damage is decent, if I'm saying. Welcome back, Spitfire, if that's what you were saying. Oh wait, when you're back you say unlurk. Well, whatever. By the way, how are you doing? How is everyone doing on this Monday? Yeah, that's not entirely true because they're using. I mean, yeah, I know what you mean, but these are not the tractor beams. The Mokai dreadnoughts are using some sort of tractor beam that one totally ignores polarization hole, and yeah, it even if the ship is destroyed, its tractor beam still tractors you. So I think there's either this is a bug or it's deliberate. I'm not sure, but it's extremely annoying. Alright, let's recall our saucer and warp out of this system. And again, the warp out animation. Yeah, the only thing I can do, that's right. But I'm trying to handle it. I mean, I haven't been destroyed by the dreadnought in a very long time, so whichever ship I choose, they can handle themselves quite well. So there you go. One of my favorite starships in the Federation the Federation has ever put out into service, the Galaxy class. Still handles herself quite nicely. Now I'm wondering, what are my endeavors for today? I actually haven't played it because I was at work during the day. Trying to beat the Assault, Undine ships in the Dyson battle. Oh, and vault the ground. I'm not very happy about this one because I really dread this map. I might actually do it off screen because I don't want to do ground assault at all. Right. That's nice. Yeah, ground is easy. I don't have a huge problem, but I just don't like specific missions, and this one, the Drunner Assault, is one I really don't like. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna probably wait for my teammates when they log on and do it with them, perhaps. But yeah, I'd watch a lot of people who do team up with the viewers, and I'm not against that. It's just like, yeah, it takes a lot of time. That's one of the reasons I don't want to do it on screen, to be honest, because it really takes forever, and I just don't feel like it. Especially that I'm not really fond of ground assault just in general. There are a few things. But yeah, just not one of my favorites. There are a few ones that I actually can do without effort, but this one, yeah, it consumes a lot of time. But I have time to complete it, so I'm not in a hurry. Might actually even do it tomorrow instead. But yeah, that's fine. Now let me see. I do have a few commands. I do have a few sound alerts. So if anyone's new and wants to play around with them, there are some dedicated to Star Trek. Some of them are dedicated to my other franchises, including Tomb Raider, which I'm a huge fan of just as well, as I am a Trekkie. I know that these... I mean, I can, go through them and I survive, don't die miserable, but I play this game for space battles and space combat and flying spaceships, so that's one of the reasons I am here, and that's the only reason I started playing Star Trek Online years ago, back in 2012, because I was looking for a game that will allow me to play something in space, have to manage shields, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it. I just choose the content I want to play, and I'm gonna be happy with it. And I'm not like into, oh, remove this content because I don't play it. I know there's tons of people that play Ground and they enjoy it. I envy them because I can't enjoy it. I don't like the control scheme. If it was different, I do like third-person perspective games, but this third-person perspective is very far from perfect. By the way, is Skringleberg still here? I wanted to show you one thing. If you're still here, if you're not, I can show you that maybe some other time. But I wanted to show you as something cool. But I'm not sure if you're not. Oh, yeah, you're still here. All right. Buckle up, Skringle, because I am going to my starship bridge. Prepare to be amazed. And this is not only the bridge talk I am talking about. More era appropriate. And here we are. This is the Galaxy class bridge pack. You can walk around the most iconic sections of the ship. So this is not only the bridge. You can actually change these rewards. So actually put different... I think so. Different ships. I think I did. Yeah, I can go to 10 forward. I can go to the holodeck, I think. There's the sick bay. A lot of places you can visit. It's mostly for roleplay, but yeah. You got the conference room with the chairs, the table, and the view. Actually... this will probably be the only time when you actually see the exterior of this ship and show you the scale of it. Yeah, you see the scale of the ship, how big it is, how far are the nacelles, how wide is the saucer. So yeah, you're able to see all of that and more. Yeah, I know, this is sick, and there are a few ships, classes. By the way, if you look closely, the stations are actually labeled correctly. So they will look and be accordingly to the description. But let's go to a different deck, shall we? What will it be? 10 forward, you asked. Uh, 10 forward was through here. Yep. The only thing missing is Guinan, but you can't have Guinan on every Galaxy class starship, so yeah. This is actually the place where you see it which you see in Picard, season 1. Recreated for the purposes of the show. You can actually order a beverage if you like, pour a drink, show you menu, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Squingle, you can actually have some fun. The people who love details will notice that these panels are actually described and they have actual writing text on it, including doors, like you can probably see guest quarters describing here, telling you what the hell is this room. You also have a map showing you the overall look of the map. Welcome to a holodeck. Unfortunately, you can't bring up any programs, but yeah, I mean, it would have to have like every single program you could ever run, and obviously that would be too much. But yeah, you can actually visit Starship. Actually, bear with me for a second. I'm gonna show you something else. Just gonna bring the sound. Can you hear the sound of the game, or is it extremely quiet? Because I actually turned it down for my personal purposes. It should be better. Let's hear the door. already better. Because the sounds are also the element of this game. So you can actually hear... There's another holodeck, so there are 2 of them. So there you go. That's for the 10 forward level. Let's see, we've got engineering deck or deck 8 with captain's quarters and sick bay. Well, I think that's where I go first. I'll leave the best for the last. That one's closed. I mean, I think people do roleplay here. The other game I can think of is Star Trek Bridge Crew, which has TNG themed stuff, but I don't think it's as good as you'd think. I mean, it's more focused on cooperation and co-op basically. But as you can see, we can actually walk around Picard's. Oh my god, which one are you? Get out! This thing is annoying me. It's good in combat, but when you're just exploring... Yeah, that's... Work a massive ship? Yeah, that's... I don't think that's possible. Like, the way you'd like it to. Oh, by the way, yeah, I wasn't even aware of any roleplay stuff. By the way, this cloth is really shiny, like it should be. It's really funny that they actually kept it, but they wanted to recreate it with fidelity that will represent the show. So, oh, there you go. I think that's all we can see on this deck. By the way, it's funny that they actually are wearing the TNG. Oh, actually, no. There's a transporter room. With the sounds, the background will change when you enter this room. So you basically can enter almost every room. Same package goes for Voyager. You can actually go to the interior of the Intrepid class. Both for Voyager post the Borg encounter and before, like a brand new Intrepid class would look like. So there you go. These are all the rooms you can see in this place on this level, and I think the engineering deck is probably going to be jaw-dropping experience. So just gonna keep showing the panels because yeah, that's the most interesting. No, of course I'm gonna show you the thing. Yep, engineering cutout, showing you everything you need to know about Galaxy class starship, and of course the warp core. I love this room. I used to come here when they released this bridge package, when I was just managing my stuff offline. I just wanted to have some ASMR experience. I just used to come here all the time when I was flying the Galaxy. They even kept the pulsating lights, which really looks good. One thing I miss is that you can't actually go to the high level, which is something that you can do on Voyager's bridge, so I don't know. Or maybe you can use the ladder. No, you can't. Which is a pity, because on Voyager, you can go to the upper deck on the upper level, but not here. But I guess people cared more for Voyager because they actually complained about it and they made it possible. No one complained about the Galaxy, apparently. Yep. This is how you can experience TNG nostalgia on your own computer, Anno Domini 2021. And I have to say, the colors, the amount of polygons, the details. I mean, I remember the interiors that were introduced for these ships initially, and when they tried to recreate the look of these interiors, they were hideous. They're still in the game, by the way, but they didn't look good. This looks just so good. I'm downloading STO now. Alright, well, I hope you're not going to regret it. I am not regretting it, and I'm playing this since 2012, so maybe this is something that might actually get you in. But yeah, I'm glad it actually worked. Actually, I'm going to warp out. Thanks for dropping in, Swingle. I really appreciate it, and I hope I really gave you a bit of nostalgia run this evening. Actually, this is afternoon for you, I think. But yeah, that's evening for me. It's 9:30 p.m. over here, so I'm having a very chill evening. Yeah, and to be honest, for Galaxy class, you've got a lot of details. Majority of the ships people want to see interiors for other ships like from the Discovery, and I don't think that is very much viable. Yeah, but it wouldn't be very difficult if they have because I've seen that they've been designing the interiors for 2410 on 2411 era, so they would be era appropriate, moving with the time. It wouldn't be very hard to actually put these interiors together in a way that would make them believable. I think they could just go along with the layout of the Enterprise D and just keep it with the aesthetic. I mean, just put these corridors in the identical way and just call it a day. I don't think it will require that much because we didn't see any of that on screen, so there will be no nostalgia, but that would still give you an interior. Yeah, that's one of the problems, and I kind of pity the people who are working in design sometimes, because they are designing some awesome ships and awesome stuff, or like these interiors and whatnot. And you don't get to, and not a lot of people can get to experience them because half of the ships are behind the paywall now, the most new iconic ships, and that kind of puts a lot of people off. And I kind of get that they want the money, but I think it will make more sense if they put a lot of ships that they made in a Zen store and allow them to pay for them normally, and be sure that they actually pay for this ship and not just a fucking lockbox and a key. Yeah, I know, perfect world. They have to pay for their salaries and pay the licenses for CBS. Yeah, so I know how this works, and I know that business-wise it's probably something they need to do, but well, the amount of money people need to put into this game is just to me a bit too much. Legacy pack being a store, yeah. I mean, I think it's good that it is in the store, but on the other hand, it's also extremely annoying because it could have been handled a little bit better. But there you go. I'm gonna swap to something I've been running around lately. So without further ado, welcome in a USS Challenger crossfield refit class. Unfortunately, still with the attached nacelles because someone couldn't fix a bloody visual bug in the game for the most iconic and most desired after ship. But there you go. I really love this design, although I had no issues with the original Discovery class, Crossfield class. I really like the way they've approached this design for the show. The refit looks really, really well. And I'm not saying it super fits the 32nd century, because if I remember correctly, majority of the ships were actually pure white. But on the other hand, yeah. Oh, here comes my friend. And there he goes. Well, I'm very glad that I actually allowed this to be purchasable somewhat. Where is he flying? What is this? Oh, it's a Jem'Hadar Vanguard. Yeah, it's not illegal, but to be honest, I would argue that all of the log boxes and R&D boxes that are only a chance thing, I think they should be permanently banned and removed, because this is gambling. It makes you pay money for something you have no certainty that you will actually get. Yeah, EU is kind of blocking that off, and I'm hoping that at some point, I'm hoping maybe EU, I'm a citizen of EU, so, I'm hoping that they will do something about it, but then again, I'm not keeping my hopes up, and I'm not holding my breath, because I know that there's a lot of strong arming for that, and, yeah. Surprise Pikachu face. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But I'm glad because I managed to actually acquire this ship, and she is a beast. I've got to say, I've tried a lot of ships in this game. I have a collection of. I'll actually reached my capacity, and now if I obtain a new ship, I got to make room in the dry dock. But that's the burden of having just one main character that I'm constantly developing, whilst I'm totally ignoring alts. I know this is unorthodox, but I don't have a lot of time on my hands to play this game passionately and doing the same content from the start tutorial over and over, all of the story missions. I like to replay them from time to time because they're fun and they're being constantly revamped to be more to be updated, to look more modern. But I really have just focused on one character because I really yeah, I mean, the amount of reputations themselves is one thing that's putting me off, because I remember how long it took me to actually put all of the reputations to tier 6, and I don't want to go through this again, especially the 6th tier in reputations is the chore. It's like walking in a desert. It takes forever. Yeah. Basically, but I do everything on my one character here, and so I have all of my ships that are unique here on this character, and so I do like enjoy flying the crossfield. Yeah, that's what I do most of the time, and I do like the dailies. I do like TFOs that reward me with marks, which can also be swapped for dilithium packs. All of this is really good, and I really enjoy just that scheme. By the way, shall I join random? I'm gonna join a random. Let's hope and pray to the queue if this is going to be not a ground mission, because I'm not up for it. But let's see what the game brings. Ah, shit. My friend just asked me if he wants to go, if anyone wants to go for SB1, just as I accepted. Can be an ISA, and that will be ended in like 5 minutes. And it can be the breach that will take next 15. But we'll see what the time... Oh, shit. Ground. Which one is it? Edrin 4. What the fuck is this? I don't play... that's where... Oh, this one. Ugh. I hate this mission.
Greetings. Welcome to the Federation mining camp. We've been working with Thorn to extract value.
Oh, God.
But our sensors have detected some strange energy signatures lately. We're not sure. Wait, what?
Not happy about it, but I'll live. But I will definitely need to change the weapon. Are we still like blocked because of the briefing? Yeah, I just don't like ground missions just because of the control scheme. I'm not like against the missions and against the idea of ground missions. It's just the execution that bothers me. And this one, I think they changed something here because it has too many waves of enemies that just drag it a bit.
Romulans are attacking from the south.
Oh yeah, I love this one. That weapon is really good. I've got all of my equipment I could to gold, so now it's just a matter of me hitting the right buttons at the right time. I guess we don't have anyone to shoot here, so I'm just gonna...
Romulans are attacking from the west.
I'm face rolling my keyboard basically. You don't hear that, but that's basically what I do. I have zero patience for ground. Yeah, hidden timers and all that stuff just extends unnecessarily the playthrough of the mission. This one actually set up in TOS era, isn't it? Well, they're just walking like nothing happened. Someone summoned the T-Rex. Yeah, always vaporates someone. Treesander, greetings. Greetings to the stream. Welcome in. Welcome to my very chill Monday stream. I wasn't planning on it, but just felt like doing a little bit of Star Trek and sharing it with people. How are you doing? I actually have been lurking on some of your streams after you've been raided by someone this week. Yeah, when you lose immersion, you just lose the joy of playing the game, and they are not they don't really care lately for any explanation or play immersion. They just put stuff in because they can, or just to extend it, or just to make sure that people spend some time in the map, which is something it's a technique which is cheap and not one of my favorite. I am doing absolutely splendid. I'm having one day off tomorrow, so yeah, I'm just gonna have some chill time that will not require me to work, which is always good. Spending some time with my dog, spending some time on streams, watching others, streaming myself, always fun. Terran Imperium. You know, I'm rather closer to determining that Star Trek Online is more like Ferenginar, like, I don't know, Union or something, Ferengi Union, that is just extremely greedy and wants our money. They just want our money. But that's kind of true and not true at the same time, because they still provide a decent amount of content that it has quality to it. Okay, don't remember what was that.
Have overrun the Gorn mining camp on the other side of this ridge. There are two paths leading to the main camp. Mining drill sites along the way. Rescue the Gorn miners at the 4 drill sites first. Then protect them while they attack the phaser-resistant captives.
Have you actually seen me on the bridge? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Wait, we have to go outside. I completely forgot what I need to do here. Jesus, I'm such a lame gamer when it comes to ground. I'm just not very good in ground. Most of the time I'm actually face rolling my keyboard. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not fond of it. Oh Jesus, what the fuck? I didn't see this thing. Right. Okay. I mean, anyone who has an MMO probably runs into this trap. I don't think there are many MMOs that actually don't do that. Like, don't do the same stuff that Cryptic does. So, I'm like fine with it. Okay, let's do this first. Adapt next. By the way, you could actually aim to the right direction, but whatever. Can I reach you from here? Not really. But I can reach you. There you go. Well, I'm glad I'm understood here because I never pretend that I love ground because I freaking don't. I mean, if the control scheme was a little bit different, I wouldn't even mind tank controls, but this is just... Yeah, exactly, but it's actually the beauty of STO is that you can actually play the way you want to. If you don't want to do a lot of ground, you don't have to do it, and somehow you're not very much forced into it. I've been in this game since 2012, and I still play it. I still love it because there's a lot of Trekkie stuff that I just simply appreciate and adore. All the actors that reprise their roles for the stories, for the story missions. All of the ships, which I am here for mainly because I freaking love my ships and I just love all the ship porn that's happening out there. I just fucking love it. I am like one ship away from like perfect setting for life. I mean, there's just one ship I want to have, and that's one ship I can't afford to get because I think on exchange it costs like 1 billion EC. Isn't the most expensive one, but yeah, I'm not gonna get it very soon because I'm kind of broke right now. But hey, I'm slowly like grinding for it, so maybe one day, maybe even it'll go cheaper. I mean, I could actually get it with this year's event for the Starship. I want the mirrored Constitution class. I freaking love the cutout saucer, and I want it on my main Discovery Enterprise, but it just costs like 1 billion EC, so I'm not gonna get it anytime soon for EC, unless I really grind or like put a lot of money into keys. Jesus, those mines! I freaking hate this. That's one thing I really hate. Constantly like red circles around you. I hate it. Yeah, Mirror Donny is beautiful. I don't like the pylons, but I think it gives you a few costume options that I would love to have as well. Either way, that's one ship I'm away from perfect serenity and happiness, and that's the only one. I have the main Donny, I have main crossfield, I have the refit crossfield, which I cared for very much. These are the most iconic ships I care for. I do have all the Enterprises. Yeah, I've maxed my slots. I'm just juggling the dry dock slots, basically, at this point. What else do I have? Got Enterprise base 1, which can also be A. Got B, C, D, E, F, Voyager class. I mean Intrepid class. Yeah, I've got all the major stuff. I even have the Section 31 Science Destroyer, which is like a very OP ship, and it also looks very good. I don't care for a lot of things that were unique and they came out lately, but I don't care about them. The one I am planning to get from the event that's going to probably conclude sometime this year is the Enterprise Universe class, the Enterprise J, but that one is already covered. I also have the Kelvin Connie, which I also learned to love. Yeah, that's my philosophy. There are many ships I just don't like the Mirror Carrier from the Discovery era. Yeah, a lot of ships I just didn't care for. The Baul ships, I don't feel for them. I do have the Baul Vanity Shield because it looks great. But yeah, the ship is like, it does nothing for me. Absolutely zero interest in it. I'm not even getting any damage, and this was set to like advanced difficulty, so yeah, I have 1 or 2 ships that I actually got for the trait. One was the Zindi Athaleth cruiser, I think. I don't remember what class it is even, because I don't use it. I just got the trait, I mastered it, and I put it into dry dock and never use it again because it's not good. Yeah, I used to hate Kelvin Connie. I had a big problem with its oversized nacelles. And generally, the windows just make it disproportionate. I mean, there's something wrong about the sizing of this ship still. But it grew on me. I absolutely fell in love with her recently, and I tend to fly it from time to time. I don't use the Canon phasers because they look really bad in the game. They don't look like they did in the in the films. And I also think that she looks better with the Donny beams, the blue play school nacelles. Yeah, they kind of look like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But I came to terms with them. I came to terms with these nacelles because the ship is really awesome to fly. She's really... Oh, hello, Dogo. My Dogo just came up to me, so sorry if I'm not playing very much. I have just one hand free, and I can't move the camera, basically. Oh, there he goes. He's content with the petting he received. Retreated to his lying down and napping. What else am I looking for? Yeah, I'm a science captain, that's right. Is that one of you guys? Is this invite from one of you guys, or is it someone random? Yeah, I just gilded all my equipment. That's you. All right. Yeah, I didn't even bother with those kit modules and all that kind of crap. You said my personal shields are low. Well, let's fix that, shall we? God, this is so tedious. It just takes forever, and I have no idea what's going on, to be honest. I'm just shooting random targets that come up to me. Just as Arkan Loth said, I'm just basically face rolling on the keyboard. That's a very apt description. I don't usually drink coffee, but I could use some caffeine right now. I'm sure I will have issues, but that's just a very apt description about what I'm doing. I'm not even sure what the fuck is this effect. Is it a weapon? No, I'm preventing you from killing me. Fuck off. I'm unkillable, thank you. Also, mind you, I am wearing a Red Angel suit, so it's going to save me from death. Oh, for fuck's sake, I finally... Thank God, I'm getting out of here. I hate this. I dread this. Right, but I'm gonna go for SB1 because why not? I normally don't drink coffee, but
Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. It's got me through the worst of the last 3 years. I beat the board with it.
right, I'm just gonna... Well, I didn't die once, but it was still miserable to me. I really hate it. I just really hate it. Where's the defense of Starbase 1? Yeah, I mean, it's easy for me. I didn't die even once, so that wasn't a problem. So, fine. But I just don't like it because it takes a lot of time I just don't like to spend for this. But yeah, that's something you have to live with, I suppose. Let's see what this baby can do. I'm not a DPS monster, by the way, so forgive me if this is going to be like, shut up, Jesus, I hate this woman. I don't hate women, I just hate this particular one. Her fake British accent is killing me. I swear to God, I wish they overdubbed her with someone who actually knows how to speak English, because she I mean, I would be fine if she was, oh, you were on the break. Well, thank you, Trizander, for dropping in. Oh, thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again, maybe on your stream for a change, because I did lurk on your stream before. If I have not yet followed you, I will definitely do that after the stream. Have a good time at work. Thanks for dropping in, and, you know, live long and prosper. The usual. Jesus, SB1, even if I solo it, is so easy right now. With the fleet, we're doing it on elite level, and that's a nice challenge. We also like to test ourselves in the Hive Elite, but we never managed to pass the optional at the moment. We're not good at... We're not a DPS monster, so we don't like really overdo it. Well, likewise, Trizand, I really appreciate the kind words, and I appreciate you coming in and chatting. You're always welcome in my streams, although they're not always Star Trek based. Yep. Live long and prosper, friends.
Fun will now commence.
As a 7 of 9 would have said it. Always to have some fun. I love the fact that I have both ships, because I can do the Lorca maneuver and still do all the cool stuff that this ship has in store. Which is awesome. I'm still wondering if I should keep the Quasian Assault Craft. It does punch some damage, but she dies a lot, so I still haven't decided whether I want to keep her for my major build. I mean, she should be here for the cannon build, but I'm still struggling. Because I've accepted that my Intrepid class will not have anything from the cannon, from the show. By the way, I think the audio is a bit overbearing. Sorry about that. I think it should be better now. Music and the sounds, yeah, that was probably a bit too much. There you go. Hey, here we go. Yeah, my friend actually returned to the game 6 months ago after not playing it for 6 years. And that was actually my doing that he returned to the game, and he hasn't regretted it since. He managed to build an awesome ship that already, like a character, mind you. It's a totally brand new character, and that was insane. Because he really just, like, punched through the entire reputation system, all of it, and made himself a character with decent ships, decent equipment. I think almost everything is gold now, but I'm not sure. But he really managed to like dive into the game, and because he has a lot of time on his hands, yeah, he really like. Red as in the elite difficulty, is that what you mean? Sorry, I don't think I know a lot of the phrases, so I might be ignorant here. Now he blows up. Cold fusion. Oh, you mean for the ground combat? Yeah, I get it. I wish they fixed the bug when they're asking for help when they just warp out, because it's really annoying. There's another bug that really bothers me when you do the counterpoint with Deep Space Nine defense. Targetable enemies in range. Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I get you now. I freaking love this battle cloak. I wish more Federation starship could get battle cloaks, because I friggin' love them. Just so good. You know, I've just accepted that I will never be good at ground, because I didn't come here to play ground stuff, so I'm doing it for dilithium additional rewards if I'm doing a random, and that's basically it. Not much else for it. Yeah, right now you can do a lot of space wizardry, and I really love doing some of it. Even though I usually just rely on the weapons more, like these special abilities. There you go, nice and dead. By the way, I'm not sure if you do have the mirror. I mean, not the mirror, the refit crossfield, but the battle cloak works here just like for the Romulans, so it actually increases your turn rate when you're cloak and your speed slightly. Just an interesting take, because neither the Klingons nor any other races that have Klingons don't have battle cloaks if I remember correctly. But yeah, the Klingons and other races that have a cloak, they don't have an upgraded turn rate when they cloak. So that's an interesting thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know if I could spend a little bit more time, I could probably like perfect it. It's just the It's mostly the control scheme. I just dread it so badly. I just rather not play the ground stuff and do space stuff almost exclusively, because I feel better with it. I started playing this game right after I was watching some of the Starship, not Starship, but just general sci-fi that had a lot of space battles, and I thought to myself, Jesus, I want to play a game that will actually get me the ability to fly a starship and manage the shields, the engines, and all that kind of crap. Of course, it's not probably giving me the entire experience, but visually it's what I wanted in the battles. So yeah, I'm enjoying myself with this game so far. I'm just probably too much stuck in my ways. I might change it at some point if I feel like I need to like shuffle things and just change them a bit. For the time being, I'm just happy with the way I am. I'm just like working for more EC to maybe one day get that bloody mirror Constitution class, because that ship is so freaking awesome. I love it. Yeah, I do have a Discord, if you feel like dropping in. Yep, just feel free to drop in, and if you can, there is a specific Star Trek section, so feel free to throw some stuff in that. Spam away. I will definitely look into it after the stream. I really appreciate it, by the way. I really appreciate you coming in and quite actively chatting. STO is one of my favorite games as of late. I do enjoy playing it all the time. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm actually having that's one of the reasons why I actually created the Discord server, to have people actually drop things that they come up with in relation to the stream or completely unrelated, and just throw them in Discord, so that can be discussed later, talked about, nerded about, and that always just creates more opportunities for discussion. Yeah, it is. Yeah, when I was still like learning how to properly build a ship and all of the oh really? Is it set up for phone verification setup? I don't remember setting that up. Weird. Let me see. I'm gonna actually check it out. But if it won't work, why do I have the options for it? Nope, wrong. Let's see. Settings. Nope. I mean, Discord or this server? Because that might be something that they've set as default. Because my rules never required anything about phone verification. Let's see, I think I might need to actually switch to the desktop version, because the phone one does not give you a lot of stuff. Oh, wait. Right. That should help. Try again. I don't know why. That wasn't a default thing, but yeah. You should try this again. That's a wake-up call for me. I really need to start thinking what I'm doing. Okay, let's queue for counterpoint. Yeah, that's probably what it was. I don't know why I set it up like this. I was setting up this channel when I had very little comprehension of what Discord is all about. So I was totally like lost. Not gonna lie, totally in blind. That's how I created this server. So sorry about that, dude. Yeah, I don't have a lot of like of that kind of stuff. So yeah, sorry about that. I was setting this up when I was barely aware of how to use Discord. So that was my bad. Right. Well, I tried to queue. Let's see. I actually applied a shield from Bajor. Is that the Bajoran shield? I think so. Yep, much appreciated for the links. Oh, Jesus, got some notifications. I'll look into this later on. Oh, nice. Let's kick some Terran asses, shall we? Yeah. DS9 to all Alliance ships. So what do we have? The Jupiter carrier. We have... Oh, and here's the Kelvin Dreadnought. The Vengeance class. Sovereign, and we have the Jem'Hadar Vanguard. Is it a cruiser? I don't remember. And I think it's like a warship. Yeah, that's what I thought. So here we go. All the classes all aligned and ready for kicking some Terran asses. Let's kick some Terran butts and send Lita skulking away. Yeah. Keep popping. Oh, lag. That's unexpected. Why is he so poor on the hull? Anything to shoot over here? Nope. No, I actually haven't. Does my friend have something interesting? Right. Yeah, but the Mirror Lita is a little bit different, isn't she? Let's see what we can... let's go for the portals. That's one stupidity. You have a cloak, but you can't operate a bloody portal to disable it from the cloak position. I'm actually surprised that the 32nd century did not introduce like shooting whilst being cloaked, like something stolen from this scimitar from Shinzon's ship. There you go. Nice and destroyed. Oh, just pop. That's better. Hey Snivide, thank you for the lurk. Welcome in. I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, that's true. That's a good test. Also, you can just do the elite hive and see how many times you pop there. That's a good test for tanking too. I also noticed that the Sidea map it can be challenging. It's a good test for my ships, whether they can actually outperform. Pop, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I think I shouldn't have a problem with handling that. I just don't do that in general because I don't like to waste time. Oh goodness. That's interesting. Am I sleepy? It's only 10 o'clock. But then again, I've been at work the whole day, so probably added to the exhaustion. Is that all of them? Yep, that's all of them. How's my Quajon ship doing? I could use some healing.
They're breaking off. We have them on the... Surrender to the Terran Empire!
Which it is. Yep. Oh, how did I decloak actually? Why did I decloak? Yeah, that cloak is not very good because I'm still detectable to ships from 25th century, which kind of sucks. Is it raining for you today? Yeah, I'm actually happy because this is the first day in like past 2 weeks that actually has a decent temperature. We had a huge heat wave going through here and neither myself nor my dog really enjoyed it, but I'm gladly enjoying the coolness that's pouring through the open balcony door. Really nice, really pleasant. We used to have like, yeah, I think the highest sensible temperature, like the feel, was around 37 degrees Celsius, so that was quite high. But I think it was definitely hotter in the sun. Oh, I hate when they do the repulsors. No, that's actually the feedback pulse. The repulsors would push me off. There you go. Nice and popping. Damn, why is it lagging a bit? I don't know why. Normally it should be smooth, but I think there's something with this map. Occasionally it just lags for me. I am close to Germany, so I'm running on the German servers, and they sometimes tend to be glitchy. I don't know where you're from, but yeah, I'm based on the German servers because they're closest to my location, and they just basically suck. Nope, don't fucking dare using it. There you go, nice and destroyed. Nice and destroyed. No. Temporal destroyer my ass. Nope. God, she's constantly yelling the same stuff. Oh, destroy my Quajon. Come on. You mother forker. How dare you. I know there are some German servers because I occasionally see content written in Germany, and and I've got a lot of local people that are from Germany on my maps. So I think I'm running mostly in German servers, but that's the affinity of living next to Germany. Actually, a lot of users from there as well. Sometimes the chat is mostly flooded with German language, and it's so bizarre. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know how they set this up, but yeah. I just heard somewhere that there are like German servers because of the huge German fan base, and because from what I know, Germany has to have their own like language content, and the database is extensive for that. Which is a pity because we didn't get it translated to my language, so who knows. Wells class? That's the temporal ship, isn't it? Yeah, pop nicely. Very nice. Got the polarized hull, so I might actually survive it. Yeah. Outlived you. I have to say I do love the 32nd century phasers. Not the effect, because it's not very accurate to what was in the show, but I do like the performance. They decrease the cooldown on bridge officers, and that is really good. It's very useful. I think it was on bridge officers. Significant, yeah, bridge officer abilities, basically. Especially good for ships that don't have like the Auxtabat strat for decreasing the bridge officers cooldowns by default. So you can spam the tactical abilities more intensely. It's probably an older tactic, but kind of still use that for most of my ships, the cruisers specifically. Oh, the Jupiter. That's actually a very underwhelming ship. I mean, It's just very typical and predictable carrier. I never enjoyed flying it, and I can't imagine how this design was actually picked by people, because it looks really, really lame. I'm not fond of that ship. I like carriers, don't get me wrong, but Jupiter, ugh. Especially visually, just not working for me. I preferred the Cation carrier, to be honest. And there's the Cation Tier 6 remade carrier, which also looks a lot different. Very, very sleek design. Actually quite nice. And I like the colors of the Cation ships. They are very aesthetically pleasing with the blues and the dark blues and the teals. It's really good aesthetic. Alright, that was nice and painless as well. Quite fun. Bye bye Lita. Yup, bye bye Lita. We did not enjoy the encounter. And we're out. Animation broken again. Shit, they really can't get the bugs sorted, can they? Outside of the standard bugs that they introduce with every patch, they are occasionally just breaking stuff that they bring in. Like the fact that this is like the refit discovery, the crossfield, but it has attached nacelles because of a bug they made with the launch of the summer event, and they haven't fixed it yet. I haven't even said anything about it. I reported a bug, reported on forums, and they went quiet. I know that they tend to not answer, but it would be nice if they would said anything. Something would be nice. Right. Actually, let's fly the Donny. Yes. Yep, that's what I wanted. Yeah, the only thing I kind of wish they would add to the base Donny is the the straight struts that Johnny's actually designed for this ship, but they changed it like last moment. And it's only in the legendary pack, if I remember correctly, which kind of sucks because a premium ship should have all, not just one skin and then fuck all. I have not got a clue. Yeah, but Donny looks really nice. One of my favorite ships as well. The Constitution is generally just so iconic. Love flying the TOS one as well. I'll just swap into her every time I feel nostalgic about the TOS. There we go. Let's kill some Borg, shall we? Oh, why did they have to bring a Klingon to speak for this TFO? Why did it have to be a Klingon? I'm not a racist, but... Right, let's see if we can punch a hole in the Borg. It's never indicated whether this planet is actually ever been assimilated. But I don't think it's important. Yeah, we know that Borg probes are heading for the time vortex. And everyone goes to the right. Oh, actually, surprisingly enough, we actually divided nicely. I mean, what Borg sphere? What Borg cube? Oh, she popped up nicely. Yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of lagging here, and it's definitely not my laptop performance because there's no issues. It's not even overheated or anything. So I think there's some lag coming in, which is another thing that you need to dread through in the game. Yep, nice and pop. I love when Borg explode. It's somewhat satisfying. Oh really? Still here? Nope, dear sphere. Nope. I'm not gonna stay here for long. Oh, we haven't destroyed the cube yet. Oh, lame. Now rectified it. You gotta love these blue beams. They are so beautiful. And they punch nice kick as well. They nerfed them down though. It's a shame. Because they were quite OP when they were released. But oh well, at least you have them. And they're so aesthetically pleasing, especially when on this ship. No, leave my shields alone. Nope, don't try to talk to me. That has never helped anybody. Oh, you blasted, you had the cloak now. Just when I was starting to nicely chew through your hull. How much damage does she have? 5 million HP. Jesus. Gotta deal so much damage to her. Yeah, I'm starting to notice a lag, like, even in the responsiveness of the skills, so yeah, I might actually call it a day very soon. But I noticed that it also depends on the map. Okay. That was nice and easy. Painless even.
Are you ready? I am the Borg. I am the beginning, the end, the one who is many.
Yeah, the Connie is iconic, and I have her in white, so this is the TOS white. I think she looks nicely. I hope they're going to fix these lights because they're too bright and they're terribly pixelated. If you take a nice zoom in into the hull, compared to other ships that have those decals, this is just terrible. Like, look at this. And it used to be better. They just introduced an update that actually broke these. I don't know what the fuck are they doing in Cryptic, but they're not doing a good job in like keeping quality of the same products. Like, there are ships that really just cry for updates, like visually, and they're doing nothing. How long did it take them to get the Ambassador class to look properly? Not to mention, like, they just recently corrected the Stargazer. Was it last year? I think it was last year. The other Connie I love to fly is the Kelvin Connie. As I said before, it took me a while to actually get used to her. But now I really love it. She really performs nicely. She kicks a punch. Not too much. Like it's like a very nice balance. If you know how to handle her, she's a really good ship. I don't know about the legendary version. I do have like I don't have the legendary pack. Yeah, I've noticed. I'm watching the films. His clips are like awesome, but I noticed that he has totally different shaders. But I know that Connie used to look differently. I mean, look at these lights on this ship. This is how they used to look on my Discovery Connie. They used to be nice, they used to be smooth, they were not pixelated, they were just like this, and now they're pixelated. And I haven't done anything, no changes in the hardware whatsoever, because I'm streaming from a gaming laptop, which doesn't give me much room to actually change anything. I've just added some RAM and some other custom things that just make it go faster and cool down better. But in general, I have done nothing in to change the hardware. Maybe a software update. So yeah, there is definitely something wrong with Donnie, and that's not only me, because I have a few friends that I've actually checked it for me. They sent me screenshots of how Donnie looks for them, and they confirmed that this particular lighting texture on Donnie, on the Canon one at least, it just doesn't look good. They checked it on my ship, they checked it on a couple of others. I don't know if anyone has actually brought this to the Cryptic's attention, but yeah, I've noticed that that Donnie has actually had some bugs, and that was after a particular update, like a patch. So yeah, there's definitely something going on in terms of like keeping the content in high quality. I don't know what it is. I don't know the technicalities of it, so I'm not going to even like cast a judgment that this is exactly the source of the problem, because I don't know what it is. But there's definitely something out of control that occasionally does that. Like the same thing goes for the refit Crossfield. I don't have a clue why would a patch for Risa introduction, like for the event, actually would have had any effect on the Crossfield's nacelles being constantly attached. They don't detach, they don't animate, they're just static like the ship is in the ship's tailor. And I don't know why, because I can't imagine the patch actually having anything to do with that ship, unless they were secretly patching something on the ship and unwillingly removed the detached nacelles. But I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I don't have any means of verifying that. So, yeah. Yeah, it's fine when they say we are aware of the problem and yeah, we will try to fix it as soon as we are able to. The problem is there are a lot of bugs that they are aware of, but they don't say that they're aware of it, and they don't really say anything about whether or not they're going to address it. Like Terrak Nor and DS9 on the Counterpoint mission, they actually are, the physical model and the visual model are actually misaligned. Yeah, it's always a new bug. I know. But that's really bad, because some of these bugs really repeat, kinda, and yeah, that's kind of lame. But that's just my view. I know that people complain about a lot of other things, and I do understand that sometimes it really takes long time. Oh yeah, I remember I had a few friends in the fleet that had that bug. I know what you're talking about. This. Yeah, I remember that one. I think our fleet was it our fleet leader? Can't be sure, but yeah. Yeah, from what I heard, there are a lot of issues which are basically caused because a lot of the source code is unknown to them, because the people who actually created this this particular engine for this game, who created the game, are no longer cryptic, and the people who are currently working on it weren't here when the game was conceived, so they basically don't have like the know-how for the older stuff, and they are just not able to work on those things. So some of the things that the game has are kind of like, yeah, it's not a design, but it's also a feature, because we don't know how to yeah, that's one of the reasons. I have a few friends that are actually with the game since the start, when there was still like required you to purchase a subscription, and I remember them saying that yeah, there are some issues in that regard, and it's something that you just yeah, the guy who made the DARF system left. Yeah, they don't touch that code at all. Yeah, they heard the same stuff. So it's sad, because it shows you that there's, as you said, bad documentation, that they haven't even taken like the care of it properly. But I don't think there's a lot you can do about it. By the way, I love the fact that they've initially, for this bridge, there was like tons of lens flares, and they've actually removed them and toned them down. Because people complain that they can't see shit in this screen, because the bloom and all of these effects kind of made people lose focus on what they're actually looking at, which is funny. But I think that was an intentional thing to add so many Easter egg. Like that was an Easter egg in itself, I guess. Yeah, loss of Foundry was sad, but I kind of felt it coming. I don't know. I just sense that they will at some point ditch it. I think there was a better way to handle this, like maybe streamline it, maybe cut out some aspects to it, but still like try to keep it. But instead they just like, yeah, said fuck it, we're not doing it, and removed it from the game entirely. Which was a shame. I know that a lot of people just came and played for the Foundry, and I believe that they might be yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Unfortunately, these are the times we live in. I don't even want to know what people that are working in CD Projekt Red are going through right now. There was a lot of shit that came out when the game shipped in the state it shipped out as well. I have a friend who's she's actually from my primary school that she's actually working in CD Projekt Red, and despite she's not a dev, she really had a lot of contact with these people. And honestly, I didn't even want to ask her because the post she did on her Facebook, like, told me enough to know that there's a lot of shit going down there. And yeah, I didn't need to like put her down by asking her what the fuck is wrong with your company or something like that. Yeah, I know they'll survive. I'm not saying they won't, but you know the damage has been done, and a lot of people are totally put off. Like Cyberpunk and generally any future installments of the games, because you know we're living in the times when people rarely forgive and forget. Like if you've done one folly, even it was like unintentional, they will keep pointing it out to you. There were a few saves as well. Like the people behind No Man's Sky. From my understanding is that the game actually, yeah, it's always the management. Hey, I am working in the corporation on my day job, and the management does everything. Like when you look from the perspective of me, like I'm working on probably on one of the lowest positions in the company, and I'm looking at what the management is doing. From my perspective, it looks like they're trying to make people leave and just stay away from the company. And I know that's probably not the thing. Yeah, but that was the biggest issue I had. I mean, I honestly, I don't have much issues with Cyberpunk, because ever since they've announced that this is going to be like FPS, first-person shooter, and first-person perspective game, I was like, yeah, goodbye. I'm not gonna play it. I thought it's all going to be like The Witcher, like from behind them. Like right now, I'm seeing my character, my captain, but it turns out they decided to go for FPS, and that put me off very bad, because I don't really play those games too much. Not because I don't like them, it's just because these games today have a lot of screen shaking and stuff, and I'm not saying I have like nausea, but it's really inconvenient for me. Yeah, but yeah, the gaming industry right now is a very complicated topic, and it's just generally very complicated matter. Yeah, they dislike the hard work. Yeah, turnover tends to be accepted practice. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Yeah, that's the problem. The management just wants as much money as soon as they can, and that's why we are sometimes getting a lot of botched games that don't really meet any sort of standard, but they push them out anyway because, you know, money. Because there are still some people that will buy it, and there is a percentage of people that, despite the fact that they don't like the game, they will still not return it, which still gets them some percentage of money that still stays with them. So there you go. That's how things look right now. By the way, did the bloom actually increase and then it decreased? I don't know what they did with the bloom. I don't remember this being like that. It's so weird that they've like put this thing. What the hell is this? I mean, what am I looking at? And what is the light source for this for this stupid lens flare? Jeez. Yeah, I can't even imagine what's actually currently happening at CD Projekt Red, where they need to like meet the requirements of the people, like fixing it. Yeah, that's kind of the policy here now. I can see that from my own company right now. I don't know, from my perspective it feels like they're going for collision course with logic and a lot of other things. But I am not a manager, so maybe they're seeing things I don't see. I don't know. I'm not trying to like go over my head and try to put a lot of philosophy and effort into it. It's not really relevant. Oh, there you go. There's no lag right now. Yeah, whatever. Juula. I think Juula is like the worst character introduced into STO. I do like majority of the storylines so far, but Juula's arc is just so confusing and stupid. Doesn't she look better with beams? I don't. What were those red thingies that she shot in the films? It was just so bad. The blue beams, they look always best. There you go, nice and dead. Nice and destroyed. It is funny, and it also is very, very true. And the truth is that it's kind of sad, because like everyone just went over their heads with all the greed. Sorry, I'm yawning like crazy. I think it's a signal that I probably should go to sleep. Right. I was hoping to do a major announcement, but I was also totally engaged in the conversation right now, so there you go. Not a game changing or a game breaking situation, but I was recently trying to think about how can I like expand outside of the streaming stuff. So I thought to myself that perhaps I can do I don't know, I'm just like brainstorming, because it's not a secret to my regular viewers that I tend to write stories, like little novels and stuff like that. And generally I was thinking about some sort of format of releasing short because I've invented some sort of a universe in my head, totally unrelated to Star Trek and science fiction in general. But I was thinking about, because I've written it in Polish, I can't like share it with my streamers because I am from Poland and my native language is Polish, and I never felt confident reading and writing in English. But I thought that I might actually write the same story, but from a perspective of journals that will sum up the events and just describe what the character went through. So I was thinking about doing some sort of journal entries that I will post probably on the web for people to read. In like try to create it periodically, so it's going to be like something reoccurring outside of the streaming, and obviously that's not going to affect my streaming endeavors in general. I just thought that I might actually practice writing and still stay ahead and just share it to people, because I do have some readers here in Poland, my friends, who say that it would be great if I could just let other people read this stuff. But since it's so hard during pandemic to actually find a publisher, especially when you're on a debut, I was thinking about like creating, it's just a trial, a test, and see if people actually respond to it and like it. Posted on my Facebook, posted on my socials, and see if people actually would read it, would like it, what's the feedback like. Chatting with people is great. I like talking to people. That's one of the reasons why I decided to go streaming, because I could just rant on and on about so many topics and always learn something new, always find some interesting, fascinating information. So yeah, that's that. I didn't want to sound like it's a huge, major announcement, because honestly, I've been writing ever since I was 15 years old. Where like, yeah, that's another 15. You can add over 15 more years, and I'm still doing it. I am still loving it, because it's a wonderful way to unwind. Because you have control of a world, and when you determine these chain of events and all of those things, and because I've been invested in so many unusual, unique franchises, universes, and worlds, they always inspire me to create something of my own. And that's what I thought that I might actually do. I will definitely post on Discord whenever I decide to actually throw a first story. I mean, this is probably going to be interconnected to my main story, which I've been writing until the beginning of this year. But yeah, I'm thinking about like describing it in the form of a diary, and then just publish particular chapters from it, so it's going to be like an ongoing series. And yeah, I'll probably post it on Discord as well, because it's always good to have a wider audience for it. It's all about a vision of mine. Because I'm Polish natively, and we do have that fascinating pagan culture and history. I was always fascinated about writing something set in that particular setting. And there's a lot of authors that actually do that kind of stuff, but mostly just for our home market. I was thinking about deliberately branching out. But that's just a thought. Jesus, that conversation takes forever. Too many dialogue lines to scroll through. I think half of this mission is just reading not reading, but listening to dialogue. What did I not do again? Jesus. Did I not do it again? I like to tune into other people's streams as well. A lot of things that you can learn from other people, and I always am open to learning new things. Yeah, that's more or less accurate. But it's because we were very often conquered by our neighbors, i.e. Russia, i.e. Prussia, which was the current Germany. So we never had a very long period of learn about that stuff. Jesus, that stupid probe or whatever it was. We never had actually a prolonged period of freedom, like independence, because there was always a turmoil of being conquered by someone else and war ravaging through. So until the World War II ended, it just didn't have a lot of peace. So it shaped the nation and it shaped the way we're functioning. And because we always used to be under someone's boot, it just came to be very, very hard to crawl out of the hole that we've been booted into and just start living on our own. And I don't think we still are. Yeah, Romans never reached this far, so... Yeah, the Roman civilization never reached us here, and I'm partially glad for it. But on the other hand, Christianity came and it kind of forced out both the pagan belief system, all of the city-states, smaller city or like town states that tried to function on their own. So they kind of forced almost every native group together, but not in like in terms of like mutual cooperation, which is like for me it was just like yeah the Teutonic order. Yeah, we have like a largest surviving castle complex in Marburg, where you can actually see Teutonic castles still intact. Well, more or less. Obviously, they've been partially reconstructed and conservated, but yeah, basically that's absolutely true. Yeah, Polish history is a stormy one, and there's been a lot of stuff happening in our history, and yeah, we are the outcome of that history. We never knew what freedom is about. We never learned what democracy was all about because we always were under someone else's boot. We got liberated from the Russians' influences, or more to say, like from the Iron Curtain, in 1989. And today's situation in Poland is actually a result of that time and the things that happened during that transition period. So yeah, we are the outcome of our history, and that's the truth both for a country and the people. Yeah, Crusades were not a thing, to be honest. Crusades actually stayed limited to themselves in the Holy Land, but yeah, the Teutonic Order was a thing here. A rather huge thing, actually. But then again, a lot of that terrain where they used to be located was kind of like taken away from us. Ah, God, what's the time? Actually, 12 past 11. Well, I've got to say, I'm loving this stream today. And I could go on, but sadly I'm kind of sleepy, and I still need to walk my pupper. So I might actually call it a day right now. Thanks, Arcanoth for. Oh yeah, the Chernobyl series, horror series. I'm having issues with Chernobyl, the series, because it made a lot of historical inconsistencies and it etched them into people's minds in a way that I kind of have a problem with. Because a lot of the things that they showed in the show happening like in a very close proximity to one another actually took more than 6 to 8 months to actually unfold. So the way they presented it was very like shrunk. Yeah, like I was really pissed off when they did the helicopter catastrophe happening the day after the explosion, when it happened like at least 4 months after. They did a lot of things wrong, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, visually, aesthetically, yeah, the way people dressed, the buildings, the interiors, the tech they used, the tools they were referring to, it was very much accurate. The way the state treated this matter, Poland was actually part of the Eastern Bloc, and technically, when Chernobyl hit, we were not told anything. Like, our official government officials never received any information about the explosion, what it was, what can we expect. Moscow was silent, and they were doing everything in their power to actually suppress any sort of information. So there's like no panic, but also no spread of information to the outside Western world that they did something wrong, even though it was purely on them. Firstly, the construction-wise, Chernobyl was just faulty, and also they made terrible mistakes during the tests that were running on the 26th of April. So when you look at it that way, yeah, there were a lot of things that didn't actually go right in the show, but yeah, the atmosphere, the sensation of being like totally overwhelmed by the state, which completely will deny everything you do, everything you say, even if you're absolutely true and if you're right. So these aspects were actually nailed. But yeah, historically speaking, and in like chronology order, there were a few inconsistencies which were just put there in terms of like, yeah, because it's a dramatization. I mean, you're talking which people? Like, you mean people of Chernobyl, the ones that were evacuated or lived through the catastrophe over there in the vicinity? Just not sure if I'm following what you meant. You can ask people, but which people? There's no official story to coach them on what happened in Chernobyl. Yeah, there was no official story because it was all suppressed. I don't think the Soviet Union ever released any official info. Yeah. Funny thing, majority of the Eastern Bloc, which was under the USSR influence, actually was kept in dark. And it was Poland as the only country that actually, despite actually not being told shit, but we had people that were monitoring the general radiation levels, and when the Norway notified that there is a spike, and it was actually transmitted to us and our radio, I mean, I don't know, our scientists working in terms of like radiation and all of that crap, they were actually made aware that there is something wrong with the readouts, and they were asking to confirm it. And I think Poland was the only Soviet-related country that actually tried to prevent yeah, and the iodine was given out to kids here in Poland. That was a year before I was born, so obviously that didn't affect me. But yeah, and Poland actually was the only country that, despite the denial that came from Moscow, they decided to distribute the iodine fluid. Yeah, that's the thing. That you can detect radiation, and what are you gonna do then? You're gonna say it's not ours? I mean, obviously, the Americans and most of the Western world knew that the Soviets were using that kind of technology, and they were perfectly aware that how to measure radiation, how to detect which isotopes are being actually deposited in the sun, in the sky. So it was easily tested. But funny that Polish government was the only one that actually came out of the shadows, and they've actually acted about it. They gave children the Lugal potion. It's not a potion. It's just some sort of iodine drug that it's called a Lugal's fluid balm or something like that. And that was distributed legally, even though Moscow continued to deny that there was any explosion. But then, yeah, I don't think there was actually a proper case closed outside of what the Russia did by just not giving a shit. Yeah, that's what I know about it. One of the things I always wanted to do is to go for a trip to Chernobyl, to the Pripyat Oblast, and just see this decaying city on my own, with my own eyes, and just feel the atmosphere of complete desolation. There is a Polish YouTuber that actually did a very comprehensive visit to the Pripyat regions surrounding Chernobyl exclusion zone. And inside of it, even went into the buildings within the block number 4. Did they actually? I'm not sure. To be honest, I think even Russia was at the point of the explosion in 1986, already withdrawing from the RMBK. They haven't been using that technology for quite a while. They modified all of the RMBK reactors to prevent the same thing from happening. Yeah, there's lots of Pripyat tourism on YouTube. There is a group called the Napromieniowani, which is called the Irradiated Ones, which are hosting and organizing regular trips. Yeah, I mean, RMBKs were retrofitted, and they were also properly secured. There's a very little chance anything will go wrong with them, and they are already in the process of phasing them out. So, I think there are just very few of those that actually still work with that technology. There's none of them without modification, because the Russians were very adamant about it, and they made sure that this does not happen once again. So yeah, STO keys. STO keys for what? Oh, I already have the starter pack, so I can't redeem it anymore. I don't think I can redeem them anymore. Yeah, probably whispering them would be better, because honestly, Oh, right. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Yep. Thanks for dropping by and sharing. That's absolutely fine. Magic Legends. Okay. Fair enough. Thanks for popping in with these. I have both starter packs already redeemed from an earlier promo that was actually run, so I don't think I would benefit from them. But yeah, if anyone in the chat actually wants to give them a go, that's absolutely fine. It's actually funny that they finally decided to introduce the Oberth. That ship is so weird. So weird and so old school. It feels. I think it was that class was actually introduced before TNG. Yeah, go ahead. Arcanloth, go ahead, knock yourself out. I don't think there's enough people in the chat right now to actually snatch them away right now. But yeah. Thanks, BizOKK. I really appreciate dropping by to share these keys. If they will work and someone benefits from them, then it's all the better. Always good to share. I really am up all for sharing. Oh golly, almost 11:30. It's definitely time to actually consider finishing the stream for today. Yeah, because of course that exists. Yeah, that sucks. It's something that we kind of have to live with, I guess. But right, at this point, I will just double check if there is anyone streaming STO. If you want to hang about, and we'll see if anyone is doing STO, unless you know someone who's actually on and you can recommend them, because I don't have a lot of people that I follow that do STO, so I actually might not be aware of them. Let me see. Categories STO Xbox Coffee STO. Define class ship. Interesting. Yep, that looks interesting. I think I might rate actually this person. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Wasn't intending to actually throw you the sounds for it. That's terrible. Right, setting up a raid. I hope it's going to work. Yep, here we go. Thanks for tuning in, Arcane Loth. I'm hoping to see you again. Thanks everybody, and have a good one. Enjoy the stream if you decide to go through. I really appreciate you guys, and yep, thanks again. Live long and prosper.